professional performance poet. I know you're getting excited, but don't worry, I'm a professional. You're in the hands of a professional poet here. Now, I haven't always been a professional poet. I used to be a professional carer. You know, I didn't care in my own free time. I got paid to care, okay? But now, for the last 3 years, I've been a professional poet. And people often say, so, you know, what's the life of a professional poet look like? And I say, well, honestly, it looks a lot like being unemployed. Sitting around, drinking too much coffee. But really, you know, it might look like being unemployed, but really, I'm completely employed in my mind. I could be sitting there watching the worst TV shows, and that's inspiration. So that's where this first poem came from. And one of the things I like to do as a poet is I like to combine things that aren't normally combined. So this one combines the Lord's Prayer, I'm sure you're familiar with that, with a current affair. So I'm like, oh, I call it a current prayer. Our media, whose art is manipulation, hollow be thy game. Thy cameras come, it will be done on 9 as it is on 7. Give us this day our royal wedding, and feed us our fantasies as we feed the fantasies of others. Lead us on with misinformation, and deliver us from thinking. For thine is the king maker, with the power of the story forever and ever, amoral. You know, when people think poetry, they want a bit of love poetry. So I thought, that's what I'm going to do for you tonight, a bit of love poetry. Now, I wrote this love poem, the first version I wrote years ago, and it was called Fruit 35, a fruity love poem to Miss Melanie Berry. You know, people enjoyed it, they liked it, I published it, put it on my website, and then I get an email a couple of years later from a certain Miss Melanie Berry. Now, I just made the name up, you know, it's nice and fruity, Melanie, melon, berry, you know, it just had fruits in it, and, but apparently she really existed. So I get this email, do I know you? Did you write this about me? You know, I had to write back saying, no, it's just pure coincidence. And she goes on to tell me that her boyfriend found it online and used it to try and woo her. But she said apparently he wasn't quite the poetry type, so she got suspicious. So it's sort of, I imagine it's like me trying to woo my wife by playing rugby. You know, sort of, some things just do not ring true for certain people. So, this is, you know, and over the years I've done it, you know, and I basically try to mention as many fruits as I possibly can in the one love poem, right? And they go, oh, you know, it's got lots of fruits in it, but you should put quince in. It's like, all right. And you should put orange in. Yeah, that's hard to rhyme. Put orange in. It's like, okay, I'll think about it. It's like, put in avocado. Come on, I dare ya. And it's like, all right, okay. So about a month ago, I decided to try and rewrite this poem, add in some of these new fruits. And so it used to be called Fruit 35 because it had 35 fruits. But now technically it should be called Fruit 49, Vegetable 1. Not quite as catchy. So I decided to call it Squeezy Peaches. Just because I like saying it. Squeezy Peaches. Squeezy Peaches. A love poem from the fruit shop. Here it is. Melanie Berry, you are my passion. And this poem is the fruit of my passion. You could say it's my passion fruit. You're the apple of my eye. I pine for you. That's right, I pine apple. Down in the orchard last spring when my Granny Smith first introduced us, that was when you became the apple of my eye. I mean, your hair was golden delicious. Your lips were red delicious. At any royal gala, you would be my pink lady in the limelight. Even now, you give me gooseberry bumps all over. You rock, Melanie. I cherish you. You always look radishing. Stay with me and I will be forever grateful. In the desert of my loneliness, you were my water, Melanie. But the soft flesh of our love seems to be bruising. I mean, I keep sending you messages from my apple to your blackberry, asking for a date, but it's all been fruitless. I mean, I don't want to jam you into a corner, but I want to conserve our love. I mean, don't listen to those who say I'm a rotten apple. I mean, that's just sour grapes. And don't bend to peer pressure like that. I mean, we should be a pear. And I'm not a lemon. I mean, and I'm not fruitcake, okay? I mean, if anything, I'm like a refreshing fruit salad with a cherry on top. I mean, look, I may be a little bit green, but I'm keen, you know? Let's ripen together. You will soften to me, you know? So in time, well, until then, I say, well, woman, stay. But she keeps saying, man, go. I may not be rich, but I'm also not poor. It's destiny that we met, no mere coincidence. If you want, I will build you a castle out of Italian marble and pomegranates, with its very own plumetarium to watch the twinkling star fruits. And if you wanted to be picked up in a limousine, it could be arranged. Melanie Berry, may I call you Berry? Without you, my soul is blackberry, and I'd be blueberry. Look, I have a pistol strapped to my ankle. If you don't love me, I'll use my low gun berry. But death is the last strawberry. I mean, they say I'm stalking her, but I mean, how can the fruit of our love grow without a stalk? You know, and I mean, when she says, you know, she's queasy from my speeches, I mean, all I hear is squeezy peaches. Melanie, I wish I could just run away with you and get married, but we can't elope. At least I'd love to doze in my car with you. We could both avocado. Melanie, you have appeal, and I appeal to you. Wouldn't you guava be with me? I mean, wouldn't you guava be with me than any old bland vegetable? I mean, I admit I'm not berry funny, but I am berry loyal. And come what may, you will always be the peach in my Melbourne, the rhubarb in my crumble. For when I savour you, my bowels run true. Yet I know, despite all this, we may never be together as one. For you are a Chinese gooseberry, and I don't speak Mandarin.